Everybody, welcome to Painting with Mrs. Bill. I'm going to show you how to paint some fur. All right, happy painting. Okay, now fur can be a really difficult texture to get, so I'm going to do a little bit of wet on wet technique. That was my best Bob impression. Yeah, wet. He always adds that. Okay, I'm going to zoom back. As you can see, rolling across the bottom of the screen there is burnt sienna, burnt umber, and white. Titanium white. So I'm going to start doing little strokes just like this. Quiet now, children. Quiet. Tiana, we don't need to square up. Okay, so now I'm doing this wet on wet technique and my paintbrush is straight up and down. You can see the top part of my paintbrush right here. That's right. And I'm just going, I'm going to take a little bit of white and I'm just going to mix it in together directly on the paper while it is wet. So it's okay if your colors do not match mine exactly. Now I am adding some contrast shadows by making some of my areas a little bit darker and blending that in a little bit at a time, getting my whites on the tip of my paintbrush, and I'm just going to mix it, blend it very gently, this little stroking, feathering technique that I have developed. Now, I did not used to be good at this technique. I have gotten better over time, and if you are not good at it, that's okay. We are going to begin blending here. And as you can see, as I have these lines on here, and these lines are my groove patterns. Wait, what's it called when you have you brush along the groove? No?
Strokes.
The strokes, the what? The grain. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. We're following the grain of it, and as you can see, it's more narrow in the corner. And then it is lighter in here. You look cute, but I'm recording, so dang, I like them overalls.
Hey, Callie.
Okay, so I'm just continuing to do this wet on wet stroking technique, and I am adding in little areas of highlights and shadows and contrast. And we are making one of the areas a little bit darker, and it has to be done while it is wet. You can see I started in that top corner and I moved my way out. All right, just going to take little dabs just everywhere, add a little bit of highlights. Now you can imagine, what would you name this fancy boy here? Is this a fox? Is it a cat? What is it to you? This is your animal. Make it any color you want. I just use the browns to show you how to make it look more like realistic. All right, next we're going to move on to a feather. So we're just going to fade that all the way out to the corner. And I'm going to start from my corner and move inwards towards my square too. Using just these three colors, alternating between the strokes. Filling it all in nice and steady. It's okay if you go out of the lines. We can take a Sharpie and outline them. That's what I did in my example. But also, I don't care. This is just practice so you get more comfortable with doing these textures for our animal painting that we're going to start doing using acrylic. Now what I can do is I can take my brush, I'm scrubbing it off just a little bit. And I can do a little bit of dry brush technique where I am starting to push down that paint, laying it flat, doing just an extra couple of blending textures. I don't want to do this too much because it will over blend and it will make all of my nice variation and my highlights and shadows disappear. So once you are done with that, move on to the feathers. Everybody have a blessed day.